Welcome to another exciting episode of the Andre The Beast Crayton Show. Another exciting show, another exciting guest. You recognize the face, you recognize the name. She's back. Season 3, the Jessica Javens Talk Podcast. What's up, Jess?
Hey, Andre. Can't believe it. Season 3 already. Where'd this time go?
I don't know, but I like it.
Me too. Me too.
So, let's get right down to it. Tell the viewers a little bit about who you are before we get into the who, what, where, and why.
Sounds good. Well, thank you for this opportunity. Absolutely. I'm more than thrilled to be here. I went through a big journey. My journey started in Brazil, where I was born and raised. Then I came to this country, United States of America, because of a dream, the possibilities that were endless. And I took that opportunity and came. And a lot has happened since then. I climbed the corporate ladder. I got married. I have 4 beautiful children. And then I exit corporate America and created the new career that I have now. I help especially executive moms, just like myself, like I was, to rebuild their mindsets and their biology through science and superfoods, deep nutrition and detox, to completely transform their health and reclaim themselves and what they truly deserve. And it's also a way of them reclaiming their career too. Because when you go through so much at this stage, your biology is changing, your hormones, you're a mom, if you're married, now you're an executive, you have a team, it's so much to juggle that typically the health starts declining. You start having the mental fog, you start having the 3 a.m. wake-ups, the anxiety, the fatigue. So I help moms get rid of that.
You sound like you're speaking from experience.
Oh, absolutely. 100%. Not just the books, my own experience.
Let's move forward with season 3. You're bringing a lot of that experience to the table. What's the difference between your season 1 and your season 2 and now season 3? That's a lot of transformation going on.
Yes, it is. I will tell you this, though. The quality of the guests have not changed.
Okay.
So that is something that I can tell you for sure, and our listeners will definitely identify themselves with at least one of our guests or more. One thing that I've seen is in the beginning, it wasn't maybe as clear what the need was, because the reason why we have this podcast is actually to help people to get out of a situation that they don't want to be in. They're feeling discomfort, they're feeling the nudge, but they're stuck. They're not doing the changes. They're waiting for something to happen. So here's where the inspiration comes. We talk about transformation. We talk about real, deep, raw, even traumatic stories and how these people were able to come out of that, not only come out, but now become even better than they were before all of that happened. So it's a very powerful way is for you to hear these real, true stories and then learn of different things that you can do right now, practical suggestions that you can apply right away in your life to start lifting it up, to start upgrading it.
How many women that you know of, you've been doing this for a while, you must be overwhelmed with how many women have been living in the code of silence with these traits.
That is true. Why? They feel embarrassed. They feel they have to be the superwoman. They have the pressure, right? Because they want to be the example for the children. They have to hold their marriage together so it doesn't break. They also have to be the example for their team. And then the expectations now as a leader is much higher. It came to a point where they cannot show emotion. They have to shut themselves down. And now, with their body screaming through different health issues, they have to hide that too, because that's considered a weakness. That's considered a person that you can't rely on. It's a big deal. So they talk about it in hidden places where nobody knows who they are.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, this is happening more than we realize.
You're not a doctor, so let's clarify that.
Yes.
What are you, and what makes a listener, especially corporate women, because now you're talking about a woman who's going to be real strategic in who she's being vulnerable to and who she's sharing information to. Why should they not only listen to your podcast, but what makes you the expert now?
That's a very good question, and I think most people would want to hear the answer for that, so thank you.
Yeah.
What happens is doctors are absolutely necessary. I am not a doctor.
Mhm.
I go to doctors regularly. I actually do my blood pan every 3 months. I'm on it, okay? Because I want to make sure what's working and what's not. With that being said, I use all of this different strategies that became my protocol. I used it within myself, and other people have used it as well. So the combination of results, although it's not exactly the same for everybody,
Mm-hmm.
has been absolutely amazing. And I'm so happy to see the transformation of my clients who allow themselves to do this and to feel something that they never expected to feel and become their better version yet. Their health improved, their mindset, the joy that they have day in and day out. They're not like depressed on Sunday because they have to go work on Monday, that kind of
Mhm.
thing. So what I am, well, let me give you this example. If a person is going to climb a mountain for the first time, it's probably daunting, scary. You don't know what the best path is. You don't know maybe what you should take, how long it's going to take you to climb, and if something happens, what are you going to do?
Mm-hmm.
You might give up midway because it's just going to be more than probably you thought.
It's really overwhelming.
Yep. Maybe you decide to take a friend or your partner with you. Hey, I have a support now. Something happens, I have somebody, sure. But they never climbed it either. So you both might give up. So what I do is I know the path. I've done the path many times. I've helped people go through the path. So if you climb that mountain with me, I'm going to make sure we get there in the shortest amount of time with the easiest path, with all the necessary supply that is needed for us to get up there healthy. So that's what I do. I help, I inspire, I'm a strategist, I'm a person who motivate people to self-advocate,
Mm-hmm.
to study, and to not to give up on themselves. So I am a motivational person. I am a certified coach in different areas and categories. And I am a strategist, and I've worked with, like I said, the story of work and testing throughout the time. I study every moment of my day. I don't even watch TV. Andre, I haven't watched TV in years.
That's sad.
It's sad. That's right?
So
you talk to me about the shows. I'm like, what?
So you don't know nothing about Shawshank Redemption or The Green Mile, I take it.
Well, that one I do because that was way before where I am today. I love those movies, but right now, no. I am so dedicated and in love with the abilities that people can actually achieve with their mindset and their bodies, and they are completely unaware. And I love to empower people.
How was the podcast evolved into, because let's put it like this, your first season was, like you said, trying to understand your concept, trying to find the niche and so forth. How was your podcast now amplifying its message to the viewers?
Well, my niche, of course, is middle-aged women. So I try to always, regardless of who's coming on the show, to always bring light in how that applies to women so they can actually get practical tips and help no matter what the topic is. Even if I am interviewing an athlete, a male athlete, we're going to, pull that out. And I'm telling you, there is so much that comes out of that is absolutely incredible, and that's why they have to watch it. But now on season Two, of course, it became a little more fiery, a little better with getting all that information together, right? With better questions, preparation, and so forth. And now in season 3, I'm going to tell you what my favorite thing is. It is actually many of the shows, people are bringing stories that they never, ever shared before. So it's an exclusive thing that's happening right now. And our viewers can see and listen for the first time on any platform worldwide. It's on Jessica Javens Talk.
Let's go back a minute. You talk about corporate women. Let's resonate with the women that aren't career women, they're mothers. What's in store for them by watching your show?
Good question. And you're right. I know a lot of women also who are stay-at-home moms, which is nothing less than you actually working outside of the home. I want to make that clear. There's sometimes a misconception. Being a homestay mom, it is very difficult, and it requires so many different careers in one. So, and I understand completely that feeling. Of course, I raised 4 children, and it can be mind-blowing, the experience. And a lot of it, what happens is we're not trained as maybe perhaps we should for motherhood. So we have the desire, we have the experiences that we had from our parents or maybe our family extension, but we are really not ready to understand the depthness of that. And in my experience, it's also a blended family, which brings another layer of challenges that when you don't have a blended family, you do not deal with. So there's a big increase also in blended families today. Those moms need a type of support even higher in that sense, because it's very, very challenging. Now you're dealing with situations such as the other co-parenting with the other parent, and you want to be able to give your best, but maybe that's not going to be welcome because you're not the biological mother. Or maybe you're dealing with a health issue of a child that doesn't have your genetics. You don't know what the genetics are. If you adopt a child too, sometimes you don't know that. So it's another set of challenges that you have to deal with. So I love talking and helping with moms. I work with moms, regardless if they're homemakers or if they are working in corporate world. They are being a leader. They are being a mom.
Now, how long were you in the corporate world, and what were you in?
I was in the financial banking business. I was there for almost 18 years.
Wow. And what happened? You got burnt out?
So for the last 5 years of that career, it was when my body was giving me real signs that something had to change. For the first 13 years, I had the set of challenges and different things that I tried to work on, such as being inside a closed building without windows every single day was a challenge. And it's not even healthy if you think about it. And you have one break during the day to maybe go outside and look far away in the sky and not look at a computer screen. But not talking about that now, moving up as I move up the ladder, became a manager, and then after that an executive, the demand of how things happened became too much for my biology, and I did not know how to cope or how to listen to my body or how to take care of it. So I did a few things. I exercised, I ate healthy foods, but that was not good enough. I was still waking up in the morning. I still gained 80 pounds of stress fat. I still had chronic pain in different parts of my body, skin rashes, and sometimes mental fog too. There's specific times of the day, and that's why I love to do the mapping with these women to find out exactly what the body signs are so we can work on those. And it came to a breaking point, Andre. I couldn't do it anymore. And you want me to tell you what was the first action I took when I realized that this was it?
You quit your job?
Almost. For years, I did not quit my job. I didn't want to lose my 401k. I didn't want to lose my nice salary. I didn't want to lose that I knew almost everything about the business. I can do it with my eyes closed. What would I do if I'm not doing that? I'm so good at this and I'm going to start all over again. All of the things that people allow themselves to feel and think, and they don't move towards their dream. So the first thing I did is I remember not being able to sleep. I think I woke up around 3 a.m. I didn't go back to sleep. And I got ready. I left the house probably around 4:30 a.m. and I drove to a place and I sat and I prayed to God like I never did in my entire life. And I'm a person who's done that all my life. I do it regularly. But this time was different. It was complete despair. I needed a change. So that was the pivotal time that everything started to change. Even the courage to start a new career and get out of the comfort zone came out of. That's where it started.
Let's go a little bit deeper before we wrap up. How would you identify a woman that's in need?
That's a good question. So it's signs. You can tell, this is not judgment, but there might be things that I can observe around their life. I can tell. Mm-hmm. However, the person needs to realize that about themselves. So I have to gently show curiosity and be able to motivate her to dig in deeper into what she actually can do. What is she feeling? What is the health issues? What are the complaints that she has? What are the signs that something is not good and something needs to change? She needs to listen and tune into that and not ignore it and push it away anymore. Make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So then I start asking these questions. So what are one of the health things that you would like to change about yourself? What is something about your routine that you feel like it's not maybe working for you? Mm-hmm. And different questions that will prompt them to start thinking. And many times they start thinking about things that they never realize until they start talking about it.
Wow. It sounds more like that they need. What's the difference between your method and therapy? Because it sounds more like therapy than it does a transformation course.
That's a good question, and I get that question a lot. And people need to see that clearly. So therapy is a mostly prolonged process of a person trying to heal things that happen in their past. They need to move forward from some things from the past in order for them to start changing their present. Where I start my work is on the present. I am not going back into the past and trying to fix that. I am working where you are now so you can build your future. So I help you from present to future.
Wow. Now, my last question, because this is just a small intro to season 3, so I'm not going to go deep on a big interview, but I do ask the viewers to make sure that they like, subscribe, share, and follow Jessica Javens season 3, 26 episodes. Why the podcast? You're really what difference did the podcast have in your life? How did it come to be? And more importantly, what's his big message with the transformation?
I love that. The podcast was part of my manifestation. I work with manifestation as well. And
really?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Oh, really?
I do now. Can you manifest a whopper with?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
It's not a wand.
Okay.
But it is, you can manifest it. Absolutely.
Okay.
It starts in your mind. That's where you create it first, and then you create it in your physical reality.
I see it.
So the podcast was something that I had envisioned. I had no clue how I would do it, but I learned at this point, with the help of my coaches, that I don't have to wait for the how to know my why and go get what I want. The how is going to happen. But if you stop because you don't know the how now, you're never going to manifest anything. So I fell in love, and this is what I help my clients to do too, to fall in love with their dream. I ignite that fire in their dream because that's how you're going to empower that to start making it happen. And you need to be in the vibrational match of that. So the podcast was one of them. I had no clue how a podcast is operated. I didn't know anything. So I just knew I wanted it. And the main reason why, Andre, because I was already in social media, right? I was already having clients, helping them with their health, their transformation. But my online or media presence was only these short videos. I needed something that was more bulk, something that would go deeper, something that had more content.
Had some weight.
Weight, yes. So all the professionals that were surrounding me now, because I need to have a vibrational match with these people. Now, I'm not going to work with, anybody. Now I understand about vibration, and I started to work with people. They all had the same answer. You need to have 30-minute videos or longer. This is a must. And I already had that on my vision. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're just reinforcing it. Like, let's do this. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because then I start asking to go to podcasts as a guest. And I went to a few. And then the I Am Beast Network contacted me to come on their show. And that's where it all happened. And voila. Then I started to learn everything about podcasts and have all the support that I manifested and dreamed, but even better than what I thought. So this is it. This is the best thing. And it comes together and it's aligned with my career and what I do on one-on-one, on groups. Now I can do it worldwide and I can achieve listeners who want the deeper.
Who is the correct listener for you? Who is the niche?
Okay. My niche is middle-aged women. However, what we talk about and all of my protocols are beneficial for anybody who has a biology.
Wow. What's the most impactful part of season 3 for you? Because you manifest, but you're also a person that, how can I put this? You don't know how to stop. So with that being said, what I mean stop is you have so much. You go from one project to the next project to the next project to the next project. It's almost like, how can you smell the roses?
I love that. Thank you for asking. Well, I am a high achiever, so a lot of women in leadership are high achievers too, and that's why we can connect in so many different levels, right? Mm-hmm. So that's why she's my niche. However, yes, you're right. I'm co-writing other books right now. I'm in many different projects, all of them beautiful. But I'll tell you this. Part of you regulating your nervous system and your mental attitude is taking care of yourself. I had to learn that. Part of that prayer that I did was stopping and changing some of the beliefs that I had that were dragging me down. I can give you an example.
Go right ahead.
I used to believe, not that I said it out loud, but I now look back and I see that I've been doing this all my life, that I had to please as many people as I could
to feel validated,
to feel that I could be and should be loved, because or else who am I? I remember the things that I heard growing up. A couch potato, a person who's going to become a nobody when you grow up. Different little messages like that, right? You need to work your butt off. And you don't understand how strong you are. So I kept pushing and pushing. And my typical pushing was until I dropped dead. I almost, fainted. I was so exhausted. And that was not sustainable. And that's why it came to a point of discontent that became now despair. And this is the point where a lot of people change, is when they wait until they get desperate, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I had to learn. So during my transformation, I start implementing practical little things in my day that is part of my protocol. And this is what I teach all these women now. That helps me smell the roses every single day. And my work is not work anymore. It's pleasure.
Well, what is the weakest link that you're witnessing with women? Because you mentioned in this empowermental thing and the career-minded woman. What is the weakest link with her? Is it the support group of a man, a lack of affection, a lack of family, lack of trust? And let me go even deeper. And I'm not trying to say nothing bad about women. Maybe might be the lack of self-worth.
Oh, yeah, that's very common. That's extremely common. And I had a lack of self-worth myself because I thought that's what meant to be humble and grateful.
I'm gonna tell you, your podcast is gonna be full of nuggets.
Oh, man.
We might say,
Absolutely. Golden nuggets.
yeah. My last question, and thank you so much for taking time out to do your quick intro into season 3. What's after season 3? Because you manifesting or do you project the future? What's your future?
I love it.
What do you see happening? Because you're a deep. You're a semi-deep thinker. I'm not gonna say you're a deep thinker. I'm gonna say semi right now.
Yeah. We were debating that the other day. I know.
You're a semi.
Well, because then you also have the emotional part that's also very strong, right? So
yeah.
you have to do both there. I just learned that I'm what's it called again? No, I'm not an empath. What I am, Dr. Blythe said, is an omniopath. I'm an homeopath. And I'm like, what is that? She says I have both the
You have both
deep
characteristics.
thinking and deep emotions. Both, yeah. Yeah.
How are you taking that information into season 3?
Oh my gosh. Listen, I'm so excited about season 3. It's just making me bubble inside. And I can't wait for the listeners to actually watch it because every guest that comes, I have breakthrough myself. So I can't wait.
Well, you ain't the only one that has breakthroughs. I'm sitting here doing the work. I'm breaking through. I'm like, holy crap! Like, who is this guest? Like,
Yeah.
really? You know what I found out is no matter who comes through that door, whether it be on my show, whether it be on your show, whether it be on Change the Narrative, whether it be on any other podcast that we produce, at the end of the day, we all got something in common. We're like a thread. You know, it might be different needles, but at the end of the day, if you put that thread through each one and pull it,
Yeah.
we all are connected to some degree. Let me go here with this last question. Who are you looking to change or inspire?
As many people as possible. And people are going to be ready when they're ready. They can't be pushed. Maybe this is their season. Maybe it's not. Maybe their season is still coming. But I want to be there when that happens so I can show them the way that they might benefit. The only thing I want is to be able to share what benefited me and all the people that I've been able to walk with up until now, is to be able to give and empower them that. I pain to watch how much people are suffering. And I wish I could just tell them, hey, you just have to do this or that. Try this or try that. And it could change their lives. But sometimes they are not ready mentally there yet. So once they are, this is it. This is what happened to me too. Finally, I was open to it and I allowed all of that to come. And now I love my work. I lost my 80 pounds, as you know. Take care of my health, and I feel more energy and joy than I ever had in my life. And I want this for everybody.
What about the younger girls? What about the mothers that are raising young girls of today and having that gap? How do you bridge the gap with communication to the young females of the world today?
Well, if I had to say something for the younger females, and I'm talking to maybe people in their 20s and maybe early 30s, is know yourself better. It takes time to do that, but if you just understand that there's so much more about you and you start digging in and maybe having somebody walking you through it so you know how to know yourself better, because that's what happened to me too. This is going to be a game changer because you're going to start respecting yourself, your mind, your biology, your life in a way that you're probably not aware yet. And the second thing is to have the right support with you. It is for you to have the right people, because we're all need each other.
Yeah.
We're not isolated, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. We are made to connect. And when we have the right connection, we flourish. We make each other flourish. So if that mom has maybe that partner who is realizing her biology, her, makeup as a woman, and is giving her that support, she's going to thrive. But they have to work together. So that's also crucial, is for her to have the right support. And lastly, there's something more important than nails and hair and makeup.
There is? With a woman?
Yes. And this is what we do for years. We buy the jewelry, we do the hair, we do the nails, we do the facials, and we feel like that's taking good care. Yeah, it's fun, it's good, it looks good, but that's only superficial. The true joy and beauty comes from inside out. So by you taking care of your mind and your nutrition, that's the game changer.
And with that being said, how can the viewers reach out to you, get information on season 3, and know more about transformation inside out?
So my social media handle is Jessica Javens Talk. That's also the name of my podcast. My website is jessicajavens.com. My email is jessicajavenstalk@gmail.com. I'm in all major social media platforms, podcast platforms, now also on Fire TV and Roku. You can't miss it.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Jessica. Good luck for season 3. I know you're going to have a lot more exciting guests, a lot more exciting topics, and definitely making a difference in not only the young women of today, but the mature women of today and the future women of tomorrow. Make sure you click, subscribe, like, share. All it takes is one click of a button to make a difference in your life or change the difference in somebody else's. This has been another exciting episode of the Andre the Beast
Crayton Show.